So hi everyone, it's been a while since I've done a video and I've been super busy, but today we're going to be working on Zinnias. So Zinnias are a member of the daisy family, or Asteraceae, and mostly found in the southern United States into Mexico. The first one we're going to be doing is Zinnia Envy. So you can tell it has a green flower, which is kind of weird. It was bred for the cut flower industry. And I know probably like mid 2010s, green was kind of like the go-to color for cut flowers. So what I'm doing is I'm using these modular trays. Let me show you guys. It's probably not really good at showing. I'm using these modular trays, and I'm going to be planting one seed per seed cell, and only have 6 per variety. The reason being is that I ordered a bunch of Zinnias, and I kind of want to do a trial and see which ones thrive the most, which ones reseed the most and establish themselves, and what's the percentage of them staying true to type, given that I'm growing multiple varieties. Another reason why I want to plant the Zinnias is because they attract pollinators. The ones I've seen mostly have been honeybees. I don't remember seeing any native bees. That would be something to keep an eye on for this year. And butterflies. And this year I haven't seen any like butterflies. I've seen moths, but no butterflies. The next one I'm getting is Zinnia elegans numerosa pink. Picture up in the left hand corner. Part of the Numerosa series. It's an older variety, and like the name says, pink flowers. It kind of resembles, I used to have Zinnias years ago, and I don't remember what type they were. I want to say it was Benese Giant, the mix, and they self-seeded, but they mostly reverted back to being pink, and Numerosa pink kind of looks like that. So what I'm doing at the moment is I am sowing, like I said earlier, 1 seed per seed cell. I'm pushing them in so they're making contact with the soil. And then at the end, I'll cover them up with a very thin layer of soil. They don't need to be very deep. Next one is the Giant Double Scarlet Flame. A lot of these I got from Lowe's, Home Depot, Burpee, and Prairie. Those are two seed houses sell a lot of Zinnias. I prefer not to get them in the mixes, but in some cases that's the only option you have. If I can't open this, I can't open this. Okay, getting my butt kicked. The reason why I don't like to grow mixes is because a lot of times in the mixes you get some colors that aren't really that attractive, and it's really hard to tell as a seedling that it's going to be this color, versus if you buy it per variety like Scarlet Flame or Envy or Numerosa Pink, then you're mostly going to get that color. So it's a little bit more of a controlled aspect to it. And again, you could buy Zinnias of all different types of varieties and single cultivars to mixes at your local box store. The Numerosa Pink I actually got from Diane's Flower Seeds. I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. Not so nice cottage garden varieties. Mostly annuals, but who's to say no to annual? So the next one is Zinnia Candy Cane. The camera will focus. As you can see, the flowers are splotched with red. I've heard some people say they don't like the way that looks, because it looks like it's sick or messy. I don't like it, it's weird. And again, this one is a series, as you can tell, because it has multiple different colors. Okay. Zinnias could be found in the United States. There's one species called Zinnia peruviana that is actually native to the Chihuahua Desert. Has reddish flowers. There's a couple of other species like Zinnia Tenidiflora, Zinnia peruviana. The one that we mostly see sold is Zinnia elegans. But in terms of growing them and getting hold of seed, it's not that difficult, and they all pretty much have the same cultural requirements. Speaking of cultivation, if you're going to be growing zinnias, you're probably going to want to be growing them in full sun. Otherwise, they're going to lean over and get leggy. You also going to want to keep them in a regularly watered place to kind of dry. They could take drought and be fine with it. And also remember, most zinnias are annuals. There is a couple of zinnias, two that come to mind, that are perennial, also native to the Chihuahua Desert. It's going to be Zinnia acrosa and Zinnia grandiflora, I believe. Pictures up there. Those are perennials. The rest of them are, like I said earlier, annuals, and they should self-seed. But again, how much do they self-seed, and to what extent do they remain? Do they keep the traits? I don't know. That's what this experiment's for. So just like that, sowing them is pretty easy. All I need to do is cover them up, and I'll be right back. I didn't prep for this video. And you're just going to want to thinly cover them up. In fact, just like that, light sprinkling. And for the most part, they will start flowering for you between 60 to 90 days, depending on the variety. If you're some of these do get taller. I think most of the ones that I planted today are actually a bit taller than most people might like. There is some that are grown for pot culture. One series that's coming to my mind is the Zinnia Zahara mix. That's a good one for containers. I think, yeah, you can grow it from seed. That one is seed grown, and I believe I seen the seed sold at Lowe's. Pretty good, stays pretty small, and it bushes out a lot more than some of these other ones that just kind of grow as a stick and have side branches way up high. Another thing to consider when you're planting your zinnias is they might get powdery mildew due to drought or other forms of stress. Don't worry about it. But usually in my area, by the time it starts suffering from powdery mildew, the season's almost over, so I just leave them. And the perennials are already pretty big, and it's not really that noticeable. The other thing to know about them is zinnias also get scale sometimes, but again, it's not that big a deal. A lot of plants get a ton of different pests, and it's really just about having a very good balance in your garden. So having the prey there means that you're going to get the predators and the parasites. So I really wouldn't pay it no mind. I have a lot more zinnias to be planting. I only planted like 5. I think I had like another 5 or 10. I'm not going to bore you guys with that part. But yeah, growing zinnias is easy, and we'll probably have a follow-up video when these guys are sprouting, and then another one when they're actually in flower, so that you guys can see all the different varieties that I'm growing this year. So thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and keep on gardening.